Okay, so this is my third time trying to do this because I had others to do. But this is me basically giving my initial thoughts on the first watch of Mortal Kombat 2021, which just came out yesterday at the time of recording, April 24th, 2021. Now, if you're looking for just a generic action flick to kind of just go like nom nom nom, eat a nom on some popcorn, Mortal Kombat's perfectly serviceable. If you're not paying a whole bunch of attention to the story, you're just kind of like, oh, that looks cool, that looks nice, fight scenes are good and all that, then yeah, the movie's perfectly fine. I'll probably get like a 6.5, like barely passing, cause the first act and the third act all are pretty good, even though the third act feels like it's just rushing it over and over and over. Well, let me rephrase that. It feels like it is rushing the third act because it's like, oh, we need to get fight scenes in, we need to get fatalities in, we need to get gore in. Like, yeah, they're really rushing the final act of this movie. The first act is perfectly fine. Overall, it feels like it has a nice pace to it. The first opening scene has like a few nice slow down moments. They actually used a kunai right. They do speak multiple languages in this movie, being what, Chinese, Japanese, and English, even though that's kind of limited, but what the heck can you do in this tournament? The middle act, though, is the problem primarily with this movie. It just drags on and on and on for a good portion of the movie. So, like, I would say, like, what, the third act is, what, like, the last 20 minutes? Not including like the end credits, so yeah, that's not that's not very good. The first act I say takes up the first 30 minutes, so you basically got an hour of movie where it just feels like it's kind of slow. It's kind of lacking here and there. I mean, like, yeah, they have a few training montages here and there to break up the monotony, but that doesn't really help because, you know, like, people are going to the Mortal Kombat movie who aren't just looking for a generic action flick, they're looking because it's kind of becoming gore fetishes at this point. They're looking for gore, violence, and all that. Even then, the gore in this movie was actually pretty tame in comparison to what we've seen, not only from the series, but from other action flicks and other horror movies. Granted, yeah, those are like two different genres, and well, horror and action being two different genres and all that. You could go way more out with horror and gore and all that, but that's kind of the point. We're coming here to see the gore, the fatalities, and all that. One of my predictions I called was right. So, if some no-hack writer can point out story consistencies, like, oh, this is gonna happen, like, yeah, because I saw it coming, because I'm not an idiot. And it's like being a terrible writer. If I can pick this up, other people who are gonna pick it up, and it's gonna be way more annoying. Moving on to characters without really going into spoiler territory all that much, everyone seems kind of pretty consistent to their character. Liu Kang serious, Kung Lao serious, while also being kind of an ass. Sonya Blade's pretty much a hard ass, but she does establish herself as pretty badass. Jax overall is pretty good. I feel like if you're going based on purely appearance, everyone looks like you're kind of fitting into the role except for Kano. Kano visually does not look like Kano. I mean, most appearances, yeah, he has a beard and all that. I'm pretty sure the actor is good, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure the actor for Kano is probably amazing. I just don't recognize a whole bunch of his characters because I really don't pay attention to the actor all that much. Because it's what, that dirty blonde? I guess what they look. Yes, the stupid dragon tattoo does come up. Going to Kano back. I guess I'll say this now. Kano's like the best part of this movie. Like, he really is just the best part of this movie. They changed a few backstories around here and there. Yeah, overall, it's like it has a part. Going on to like the antagonist of the movie. I guess I won't spoil like what like the last one, like Shang Tsung. I'm sorry, but if I'm gonna have to do anything, like, you cannot make the comparison to the previous voice actor, Tagawa. The previous the previous actor for Shang Tsung, having all those facial expressions, these iconic lines. The Shang Tsung in this movie doesn't really do that. And yes, Shang Tsung was always being kind of like a charismatic ass, but this Shang Tsung has like none of the charisma or the terror that the original Shang Tsung had. The only if your way of establishing a villain is just to make them talk a lot and look intimidating with the voice modulator, then you pretty much failed at. I'm sorry, you pretty much failed at trying to set up your villain as someone who's very, very threatening. They showed off Melina in the trailers. I'm pretty sure that the actress herself is a fine person overall, and probably a good person, a good actress. It's like, you kind of have to make the characters look like the characters. Melina does not really look like Melina, unless you count one scene. That is it. She gets one scene where she truly looks like Melina. Even then, it's not that good. I'm pretty sure Mortal Kombat Legacy, this old web series that did not have the budget of this movie, did a better job at characterizing and portraying Melina than this movie portrayed Melina. You get nameless cameos, like you get one character from Deadly Alliance who shows up, doesn't even get a word. I'm not joking about that. They don't say anything, and just because it's from the 3D era, it does not mean that the 3D era is bad. You get a character from Mortal Kombat 4. I don't think he gets any speaking lines at all. Like, character being Natara, she doesn't get any speaking lines. Reiko doesn't get any speaking lines. All they do is they scream. That is it. And like, this ain't really like, oh, spoiler here. Like, they don't say anything. You don't know their characters at all. They bring in Cabal for some reason, even though he wasn't involved. Like, they're taking some obviously creative liberties with this, which I'm fine with overall, because they did that with the first one. So like, they're taking creative liberties here and there, how the characters, like, powers work, how everyone fights, stuff like that. I guess moving on to Cole Young now would be the best thing, because Cole Young, the movie's OC, the standing character for this movie, like, I have no what's going on with him doing this. I'm sorry, he's just a bad character. He's your generic, he's your generic action hero. If there is, he's bland, he's vanilla, if vanilla was even more bland than it already is, even though I like vanilla. That's how bad, it's like if you took water. I think, water would be the best comparison, because it's just water. It's just like, yeah, so it's perfectly fine. Except it's worse. It's like if you got dirt in the water. Because I feel like he barely talks throughout the movie. And if anything, he gets like generic action film trope character types. Like, his family's important to him. He only gets stronger with his family. He unlocks his power when their family's in danger. Because if you watch that, it's just like, you know what's going to come up at this point. It's like, oh, my family's in danger. I need to protect them. I got my ass beat. I need more power. My family's in danger. You're like, yeah. You obviously expect that to be happening. And thus, like, Cole Young comes off as a boring character. And his, like, only memorable life are near the end of the movie, where he basically says you had to, you know, I'm not gonna say anything else off Cole Young. Like, his one's like, he's just a boring character. Raiden is a major ass investor, which I guess works and doesn't, because this guy is a prick. Like, I'll get more into it when I get into like a spoiler review after pretty much a good portion of my family has watched this movie. Yeah, Raiden's just there, and he's not there. He's a prick, and he's useless. Pretty much. Yeah. Like, if you just want a generic action flick, yeah, Mortal Kombat's just fine. It's like a 6.5. If you pay attention to just the story beats within the movie itself, the movie drops down to like a 5 for me. So it's like, it's like, again, it's perfectly serviceable. It's slightly above average if you turn your brain off. It's average if you pay attention to just what the movie's saying to you. Anyways, with that, everyone, that's like my first initial thoughts. Expect a breakdown of the movie, like where we go really in depth with spoilers. When Late Night CJ, 6, and potentially Atrocitus watch the movie. With that, everyone, my name's Omega Zero, and I'll catch you guys later.